Hello commanders and welcome in part 11 of the Moroccan Empire in the No Air Force Challenge. Today the serious business begins. Today what we all worked for is going to happen in this episode where we are going to start. I'm not going to say because you will need to watch this episode to discover who are we going to attack, who will be our next opponent, and you need to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Meanwhile, this is the Moroccan Empire in front of you guys. We have 95% of Africa. The other two parts, they belong to the European coalition. And I am first, the Moroccan Empire with 80 cities with 1,212 victory points. We only need 1,850 victory points to get the solo win. So now I'm going to start assembling my armies in the north in my homeland cities for our next enemy. And I can see here in front of me that Serbia, he is positioning a stack of destroyers in the Gibraltar Strait. Well, it looks like max level destroyers, so yeah, these guys are serious. Okay, now I'm sending everything to my capital Rabat because I have the level 2 hospital there, so it's going to help me heal my troops before going to the next stage of this battle, of this war, of this series and of this campaign. We need to be ready with healthy units, with a perfect army, a complete composition of army. And you can see here guys, we entirely changed our usual land strategies because everyone knows me, he knows that I play with multiple rocket launchers, strikers, gunships, etc. But today we are playing with recon vehicles, stout artilleries, SAMs, mobile anti-air, cruisers and frigates. And now we have the anti-missiles finally. Our anti-missiles, they are ready, so we are not going to be afraid from the ballistic missiles of South Korea. We saw that in the last part. We had intel from Serbia that South Korea have ballistic submarines. So in that case, I've rushed directly to level up my army bases to level 5 and start the research of the anti-missile systems. My production of anti-air is 100% now between SAMs, between anti-missiles, as my supplies production is going to get so overwhelmed there. I am struggling now with supplies because all the troops I'm making in my homeland cities, they consume supplies. I even stopped some SAMs to start building the stout artilleries because now I'm going to build the stout artilleries to give me more offensive strength in the assault. Okay, this is our navy. Now I have the level 4 cruisers. That's a decent level of the cruisers there, of course. We have a bunch of destroyers. I need those destroyers to detect the ballistic submarines because they can be very close to me in the Mediterranean Sea. So the destroyers, they reveal stealth, as the ballistic submarines, they are stealthy units. I'm going to start the research of level 3 of the stout artillery, because I like to level them up quickly to start giving them the ability for the air assaults. Also the mobile radar. Of course you cannot play with artillery, any kind of artillery, without radar. It's either a land radar or an AWACS. And of course today we are in the No Air Force Challenge, so we are not allowed to create and build no air unit. No, even AWACS. And let's have a look what is the news of the Asian-European war that we triggered in the last episode. So it looks like that the Asians, they are overwhelming the Europeans as they planted a lot of sabotage agents in the homeland cities of Serbia. As we can see them, they are losing their hit points. My army here is positioned in the city of Oran, and the rest of my army I'm going to position it in the Tangier. And of course now guys, you can really understand who is going to be my next enemy, our next enemy, because here we are playing together, I'm not playing alone. All my followers, they are shouting for me to win with Morocco and achieve this solo win. With your advices guys, with your hints, with your tips, I'm really in appreciation and grateful for your support. And yes, our next enemy is going to be, I'm not going to say yet, but it's obvious, it's going to be Europe. Because I really listened to my followers, what they said to me, that Europe is the closest point to the Moroccan Empire. So if I want to win this one, I need to go straight to the homeland cities of France, Spain, Germany, etc., because those lands, they have a lot of cities, a lot of provinces, and a lot of victory points. So yeah, I literally decided to assemble my armies in my northern cities of Oran and Tangier there, and now I'm going to start to assemble my navy in the southern part of the European continent in the Mediterranean Sea, and I'm going to enter from the Iberian Peninsula, which is Spain. I'm going to enter from Malaga. Now my armies, they are overstacked, and now I'm going to start doing the composition of my stacks. Now guys, I want you to focus. I want you to focus on which kind of compositions I'm going to make for a perfect, flawless army here. We have a good on-tier. We have the anti-missiles, the SAMs, the mobile on-tier. Pretty much it's the full package. We have the recons, we have the National Guards, and the Taut artilleries. Soon later, we will be having the mobile radars. So here I'm going to start assembling my army stack by stack of 10. The first stack I'm going to make is 8 level 4 SAMs and 2 mobile on-tier. It's for protection from strikers, from air superiority fighters, and also from cruise missiles. The second one is going to have 2 recon vehicles and 8 Taut artilleries. This one is for the strength. Whenever we encounter something in our way, let's position our Taut artilleries in a mountain and hit that target. Hit him from distance and never get closer to him. We are going to follow the strategy of the hit and run. This is the perfect time to start our assault because the Europeans, they are overwhelmed by the Asians. So 100%, if France or Poland or Serbia, they have spared land armies in Europe, they are going to send them in the Middle Eastern front. So they are not going to keep units in their homeland cities because they want to keep the Asians from getting to their Turkey for that region and enter from Russia and enter from the Asian part. So in this case, I'm going to find the western side of the European continent pretty much empty. So now we are going to start our assault with a perfect land army with the support of our navy, the composition of cruisers and frigates, and in the same time we are going to start scouting and seeing if there are some defenses there. What do you think, guys? This is my question for you today, and I will expect an answer in the comment section. What do you think? Will we find the western part, which is Spain here, we will find it empty? Will we encounter resistance here? And is it going to be a successful campaign in the European lands, as we are going to conquer all of those European lands to get our solo win? And what is going to be the reaction of the Asian coalition when they are going to see me expanding in the European continent and taking their bounty from them, because they are fighting Europe and they want to take all of the European continent for them. So here the Moroccan Empire, what is going to do? I'm going to take their bounty from their mouths. So this is my question, guys. I really like to see what is your reading in this game, what is your opinion of what is going to happen in the future, and I'm eager to see your comments. So you saw our compositions of armies. It's all a 10 unit army. I have 2 perfect stacks of 8 SAM launches, 2 mobile on-tier, the other stack of 4 mobile on-tier, 2 anti-missiles, and 4 SAM launches, because like this we are going to have an Iron Dome, which is going to be my umbrella against air assaults. Even ballistic missiles, even cruise missiles, they are not going to survive this huge umbrella and Iron Dome, which is going to be very strong altogether when my army is going to stay compact. Be careful, guys, it's a very important thing. I need to always keep my army so close to each other in the range of the anti-missiles, because I don't want to send away my Taut artilleries and they encounter, for example, attack helicopters, or they encounter cruise missiles. They are going to be annihilated and destroyed. In that case, I need to march in the European lands as a unit there to be able to be compact, strong, and flawless. This is the idea, guys. This is the strategy of the assault. This is the strategy of the invasion of the continent of Europe. Stay tuned, guys, for the next episode where the serious work begins.